Welcome to Moving Northeast. We recently moved up to the Northeast since COVID. We are Andy and Sugar. Come and explore with us.
It was in 1866 when Beatrix Potter was born into a wealthy Manchester family. She was raised in a smart London house in South Kensington and was home educated by the governess and grew up isolated from other children. She devoted most of her energy to the sciences, such as natural history, archaeology, geology, etc. She had numerous pets and spent holidays in Scotland and the Lake District. Her first book, The Tale of Peter Rabbit, initially attempted to go the traditional route of sending the book to 6 publishers, each of which rejected it because Potter was insistent that the book should be small enough for a child to hold, while the publishers wanted something bigger. Potter wanted to keep the price around 1 shilling, writing that little rabbits cannot afford to spend 6 shillings on one book, and would never buy it. Potter initially spent her own money to publish 250 books to distribute amongst friends and family. Her first book was published in 1902 when Beatrice was 36 by Frederick Raine, and The Mischievous Little Rabbit was an instant hit with the young readers. Beatrix fell in love with her editor, Norman Raine. In 1905, Potter and Norman became unfortunately engaged. Potter's parents objected to the match because Wayne was in the trade and not socially suitable. The engagement lasted only 1 month. Raine died from leukemia. That same year, Potter used some of her income and a small inheritance from her aunt to buy a 17th century hilltop farm near Swarry village in the English Lake District. This is now visitable by the National Trust, which we'll see in this video. Potter never actually lived in the hilltop farm, as she used it for her office and wrote 13 of her 23 books there. Many of her most famous scenes were set on the farm, in the cottage garden, for an example. There's a rhubarb patch where Jemima Puddle-Duck laid her eggs. Hilltop Farm nowadays is one of the most visited places in the UK. In 1912, Potter married William Heelis, who was a solicitor. She and William lived in Castle Cottage near Swarry from 1913 until her death. You could just picture Peter Rabbit eating the vegetables.
What are you trying to say?
Just saying, it's absolutely lovely here. These grounds are beautiful and the village itself is amazing.
She used to do all the vegetation around here, didn't she?
In the winter, probably not so nice to live here, but in the summer, it's a real privilege.
Look at that little hill on the top.
It's lovely. After her marriage, only a few books were produced, due to their focus on farming and investing in the land and local community around the village of Swarry. After her death, she bequeathed 15 farms and over 4,000 acres to the National Trust, a gift which protected and conserved the unique Lake District that we know today. Beatrice and Norman had decided to purchase the property before he died as a holiday home. Heartbroken, she purchased the property after.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hilltop. Have you pre-booked?
Yes.
Yeah, so what was your name?
Senate. The cottage itself is kept as it was at the time when she lived there, as much as they could, and is open to visitors to take a look around. Unfortunately, they didn't particularly like filming within the cottage, so we had to keep everything to the minimum, and obviously cameras were allowed, no flash photography. The cottage itself contains a number of paintings by her brother Walter, who was an exceptional artist. As Beatrix also had an artistic talent because she completed all of the illustrations within her books. It must run in the family. Potter was also a very canny businesswoman. As early as 1903, she made and patented a Peter Rabbit doll. This was followed by other spin-off merchandise over the years, including painting books, board games, wallpaper, figurines and baby blankets, as well as China tea sets, all licensed by the Frederick and Rain Co., and earned Potter an independent income as well as immense profits for her publisher. The cottage itself has a real insight to her personality and her belongings, how she kept the cottage, because it is as it was when she lived there, as much as it could be, of course. We are now in Beatrice's main bedroom. This video does not give justice to the actually going there and seeing for yourself the hilltop cottage. It really is worth a visit. As we mentioned earlier, Beatrix Potter didn't actually live within the hilltop cottage. She lived in a house opposite the fields here you can see called Castle Cottage, and she used the hilltop cottage as a office essentially. The village itself is absolutely beautiful and is certainly worth a look around. The village itself has many B&Bs and accommodations here which you could pre-book and stay in if you wish to. I look good. Unfortunately, I had no change, or else I would be buying lots. Just the outside of Beatrix Potter's house. This is her actual house where she lived, which is private residence now. A quick trip across the lake in the car ferry, or you can drive around the top. We're just outside the world of Beatrix Potter. We've just come from her house and her study. The entrance.
Is it the entrance?
It's the entrance. You wouldn't have thought so. The cafe did look very nice, but unfortunately I didn't get to sample its delights. I would highly recommend the Beatrix Potter attraction. It is a great little time out and it's well worth its money. This was devoted to Jemima Puddle-Duck, and it's very cute. Published in 1908, but also featured in Tom the Kitten the year before. Obviously, can't miss Peter Rabbit. Mr. Tommy Brock. And famous Mr. Todd. Todd and Tommy setting a good example. And out the door to the left, to the Peter Rabbit Gardens. Don't miss out on the gardens as you come out the door here, that they are certainly worth a look because they are absolutely beautiful. It's only a small area but packed full of flowers and features. They're just stunning. It's just a quick look. lovely fountain, and then we're back up and into the main exhibition again. Lovable Miss Tiggy Wiggle in her laundry as usual. I believe this scene is from Pig Robinson. All the details and the little hiding things with the mice in here are absolutely lovely, and kids would really enjoy this. And the tail of Piglin Bland. And now we have Nutkin and his family. You have Old Brown there. And there's Nutkin. And Old Brown eating one of the 3 dead mice from the second book in 1903. So kept a whole host of pets in her schoolroom at home. Rabbits, hedgehogs, frogs and mice. She would capture wild mice and let them run loose. When she needed to recapture them, she would shake a handkerchief until wild mice would emerge to fight an imagined foe, and then promptly scoop them up in a cage. This is the story of 2 bad mice, where they vandalise a doll's house. And of course we're moving on to Jeremy Fisher. This is book number 8, published in 1906. Now we have the Tale of Samuel Whiskers. This is book number 13, published in 1908. So this scene is Peter, Benjamin and the Flopsy Bunnies. And Beatrix Potter herself. And we're just at the end now. I would highly recommend this experience. It was wonderful, and even as an adult it was very magical. If you have children, it would be absolutely epic, for something that they would never forget, especially if they knew the stories. Please like and subscribe so that we can make more content. Thank you.